Hello, welcome back to Global Vision 3. I'm your host, John. Today it's kind of a bit sunny. I'm going to put on my sunglasses so my eyes don't squint. But thank you for joining us. I want to thank our subscribers and our viewers and our other supporters. Now, I'd like to say before we begin today's vlog, which is going to be about affordable housing in Thailand, and especially in our area, is that we just started out a couple of months ago. We're still kind of, kind of low budget. So our audio in the beginning of the vlog here, when I'm walking through town, there's a lot of background noise, so I'm sorry about that. So let's take a look at some of the housing units available in our area and what they're renting out for. For you Americans that are not familiar with the metric system, excuse me, I have to navigate the vendors here. Let's take a look at some metric conversions that you understand what I'm talking about when I say kilometers and grams and meters and that kind of thing.
1 mile equals 1.6 kilometers. 1 foot, 30 centimeters. 1 ounce, 28 grams. 1 gallon, 3.8 liters. 2.2 pounds equals 1 kilogram. 32 degrees Fahrenheit equals 0 Celsius. And 95 degrees Fahrenheit equals 35 degrees Celsius, and 39 inches is 1 meter.
Alright, so keep that in mind now, okay? We're going to be using the metric system, okay? We don't do those ounces and gallons and things like that over here. One of the things that you'll find in many places around Thailand is that the sidewalk is basically an extension of the vendor's business. Alright, just like that vendor was back there selling stuff over there. And also this, I guess maybe for social distancing, I understand that, but normally before COVID, the sidewalks are fair game. We're doing the cost of living because inflation has gone up dramatically all over the world. However, there are some places that, even though inflation has gone up quite a bit, it's still affordable, and I'm going to try to show you that by the prices of rentals in our area, and also essential goods that you'll find at the markets and at the supermarket. Here's another example of a vendor taking over the sidewalk at a local motorcycle repair shop. This is basically the center of town. We're about, as I mentioned, about 360 kilometers from Bangkok. You'll see how many miles that is down here. And also about 10 kilometers from the main highway that will take you to Bangkok or other parts of Thailand. We got all kinds of shops here. We got like a little household shop here. As I mentioned in one of our earlier vlogs, we've got now 7-Eleven. This is one of them, and then the other one is right across the street over there. Alright. So right behind me is our main wet market. I featured that before. There's the seafood and meat area, and down over here. Coming up to the main intersection in our town. I hope you can hear me with the traffic noise. There's our one and only traffic light over there. But actually, I have to be honest, about 3 kilometers down the road, just recently they installed another traffic light, but that was the original one for many decades. Now, as you may have seen in our vlog, that motorcycles are a big thing in Asia, not just Thailand. So it's not unusual to see motorcycle dealerships in any size city or town. Behind me, you can see what town looks like from that end. And if I spin around, I'm going to make mention of data plans and cell phone, mobile plans. So there's lots of. Here we've got 2 of the main carriers in Thailand. One is DTAC, you can see right here, and right next to it is their competitor, True. Okay, so these 2 companies offer data plans and cable TV plans and that kind of stuff, and we'll talk about the cost of that.
Data plans can be purchased for daily, weekly, or monthly use. Average cost is about $1 for a daily plan or $10 for a monthly plan, depending on which provider you choose. For example, my plan is $10 US per month, which includes unlimited data, 10 megabytes, free calls to all networks for the first 15 minutes.
4 in the afternoon, so the sun is still out there, pretty hot. I think the temperature today is probably around 34, 35 Celsius. Now, of course, you drive a motorbike in Thailand, you can pretty much park it anywhere. As I mentioned, the sidewalks are for pedestrians and motor vehicles, motorcycles. When I lived in Bangkok years ago, motorcycles were driving on the sidewalks, and some of the sidewalks in Bangkok were so filled with vendors that you didn't have any space to walk. So many times you would have to walk on the main road, on the street, on the busy street, in order to be able to make any progress trying to walk on the sidewalk. But the last time I went to Bangkok a few years ago, I saw that that's changed, and that the city officials have actually put barriers up to keep the motorcycles off the sidewalk, and also they've banned vendors from setting up shop in some areas. Vendors that spill out into the highway, into the sidewalk, like over here, right back here. We've got some tables set up right here on the sidewalk. Now, it probably would be a little too hot right now. Later on, we'll show you some of the rentals in our area. This is the landlord's shop. She sells like school supplies, not school supplies, excuse me, like school uniforms and shoes and backpacks and that kind of thing. With inflation being at an all-time high worldwide, we're also paying some crazy prices for gas out here too in Thailand. Now you can see the prices. I hope you can see them. The sun's right behind the sign here. But again, folks, especially you Americans, we do everything by liters here. Okay? So, and remember, the currency is Thai baht. So we've got, for example, our car uses E20, which is 43.86 baht per liter. So there's 4 liters in a gallon. So that's probably over $5 a gallon that we're paying here for gas. With this inflation, there are still some bargains that we can find here in Thailand, and I'm going to share that with you, especially with regards to rentals. We're going to take a walk around our street. Now, you may hear me use the word soy, S-O-I. That's the Thai word for street or road, not the sauce. So there are a few units here that I want to show you to give you some idea of kind of like the affordable rental units that you can find in our area. I want to make mention of this unit here. This was owned by a French lady, older French lady. I used to do her yard work, very nice lady, but unfortunately when she went back to France last year, she passed away, so her family is selling the house, the 2-bedroom house, for 2.4 million baht. Now you can do the math on that. I gave you the metric and the Thai USD exchange rates earlier. All of these houses have an extra lot in the back, which we're going to take a look at when we walk around the soy. This is a U-shaped soy, so we'll go around the end here, and then we'll go to the other side. This unit, again, is empty. I've never been in it. Every once in a while, some guy comes and does some work and then leaves, and then stays empty. This unit was rented out to a mixed race couple, older couple, a European guy and a Thai lady. I think they went on a long road trip a few months ago, but he told me that they only pay 4,000 baht for this house, and this is a 2-bedroom house. So not a bad deal, it's pretty good. Okay, so now we're at the bottom of our soy street, and this is a U-shaped street. So we're going to go around the back of our soy, and normally that's where you'll see like the back lots of the houses that we just looked at over here. Okay, so let's go take a look. It's a nice quiet soy, and it's safe for our son Miles to ride his bicycle and take a walk, that kind of thing. Not much traffic at all here except for whoever lives here or anybody making deliveries. At the end of our story, just to give you a quick look here, a few years ago we had some bad flooding and the waters washed out the underneath of the road, so this part of the road collapsed. But there's a nice little bamboo forest jungle back here with a little stream down below. Okay, so now we're going to look at a couple of units. One that I've been in, they're fairly new. This one that I'm going to show you right here, you can't see it because the hedges the owner put up there grew really fast. So there's a 2-bedroom unit right behind these hedges here, and I know that that rents out for only 5,000 baht. Now, the interesting thing about looking for rentals, oh, by the way, here's another one that the same owner has built, and I haven't been in there yet, haven't seen it, but I think looks like it's a 2-bedroom house. Now, one interesting aspect about house hunting in this area is that there are no rental agents or agencies where you can go and look at rentals and that kind of thing, get in touch with the owners. Every rental we've lived in for the past several years here has been word of mouth. So every once in a while you might drive by and see a sign in English that says for rent, and I'll show you one of those later on. But most of the rentals that you'll come across here is strictly by word of mouth. Somebody has something available, they'll let somebody know, they'll let you know, that kind of thing. So, and sometimes you can drive around like we used to do and ask about places that are empty, but there's a lot of units, a lot of houses here that are empty for some reason. I don't know if it's foreclosures or what, but they're not available for rent. Now, earlier I showed you the unit that's for sale in the front. This is the back part of the lot right here. This is maybe, I don't know, half an acre or so, I'm not quite sure, but they're selling the house separately from the lot. This lot is selling for 500,000 baht, so you can do the math here. I'll show you on the screen what that is. Okay. Now, this house for sale might be listed with the bank. I'm not sure, but it has a phone number there, and I'm pretty sure, I think that's the late owner's family that you can get in touch with about this house. We looked at this house a few years ago, but the owner wanted a little bit too much rent than we were willing to pay, so we decided not to rent it out. Here's the backyard of that house I told you. The owner comes and does the yard. Here's the back of our lot, or the back of our house, the lot. And when we first moved in, there was only this tree here and one over here, which I cut down because it wasn't doing well. And we planted the bamboo and all the other plants and ornamentals and moringas and that kind of thing that you see here. I do the yard work, so we have an arrangement with the landlord. We pay a little bit extra than the other houses in this area, 7,500, but with our utilities, electric, water, propane gas, and our internet, we pay usually less than $300 US a month for a 2-bedroom house, 2-bath, this lot, and all our utilities included. We're only about less than a mile from the beach down the road. That brings us all the way around our soy, or our street, which is a U-shaped soy. And here we'll just show you the front of our house. We put in a bunch of trees and some other foliage here to give us some privacy. And like I said, we have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house. And with utilities, we pay less than $300 US per month. The same owner who built those 2 units down at the end of our soy, our street, owns this one. I think when we looked at it, he was asking like 10,000 baht, which is about 300 or so US. You can see down here at the bottom of the screen. And he's got another unit right here that he rents out to a couple of Swiss nationals. I think they pay about 10,000 US, 10,000 baht as well too. Don't know if you can hear me over that weed whacker or whatever that thing is over here. I want to just make a special mention also about this house. When our son Miles, just before he was born and after he was born, we lived in this house here for almost 2 years. Lovely house, beautiful house, very private, It's opposite this resort down here. They used to let us use the pool when we lived here, and the beach is just about maybe 500 meters down the road there, down that way. But we really especially enjoyed staying at this house. The rent was 8,000 baht. That didn't include our utilities. We really like this place, but for miles of stake, we had to move out. Our current landlord's sister owns this particular home here in the back over there. So as you can see, it's for sale. Every once in a while you'll see that misspelling. This house is for sale and rent. There's a smaller unit over there where our friends used to live. I think they only paid like 3,000 baht for this one studio house here. But this one in the back, this one has 3 bedrooms, and I think at the time they were asking like 9,000 baht. You can see the exchange rate here in USD. I have to make special mention of this house behind me. I know who the owner is. This house is amazing. Now it's very unique because it's the only type of house like this in the area. This is an 11 bathroom, 9 bedroom house, 2 stories, and the third one is on the top of the roof there. It's got a jacuzzi, and it's all walled in. So out of respect for the current tenant, I don't want to invade anybody's privacy, but I did get permission from the owner to take some footage and some pictures from outside. Now, if I could show you the front of the house, you could see there's a fountain, there's a swimming pool in the back. The owner was able to find a renter to rent this house out for only 20,000 baht. And that's how much the rent is for this house. Pretty amazing, huh? One of the things that I've started seeing lately throughout our area is there's been a lot of new home building going on, lots of new housing units that are being built. However, those are not for rent. Those are for sale. And this is a new one here that's being put up, so I have no idea what to sell, what the market price is for this house. But based on what I've seen, it could be anywhere from 1 million to 2 million baht. And that would be in US dollars. In a future episode, in an upcoming episode, we're going to talk about legal property and home ownership for foreigners here in Thailand. Now, it's a little bit different than some other countries, but I'm going to consult with a friend of mine who's an attorney, so I make sure I give you the correct information. But generally, foreigners are not legally allowed to own property, land, or houses. They can own condos, okay, but not a home, not a house, or land. And we'll talk about that in our future vlogs, so you get the information that's current and up to date. All right, thank you so much for joining us today. And in our next vlog, we're going to be looking at the price of essential goods and groceries in our area, just to give you an idea that in spite of inflation going up everywhere around the world, there's still some areas like here in Thailand where it's still affordable, but still a little bit higher than it was before. On behalf of Mommy V and Miles, we want to thank you for tuning into our channel, and please tune in to our next vlog where we talk about the prices of local foods and essential goods in our area. So peace, love, sawadee kap, and see you next time.